Welcome to the Cougars and Ferris High School Sports Show. I'm Jeff DiVeronica with this guy, Steve Bradley. We're not in full Zoom mode today. We are in the same room. How about that, Steve Bradley?
That's great. We haven't done this since I don't know,
forever, yeah. And with us, the HFL. That's Honeoye Falls-Lima for those who don't know. Honeoye Falls-Lima boys lacrosse coach and two of the top players for the Cougars. They've won 8 of their 9 first games as we record this now. Coach Eric Goodberlet. Eric, is that how you say your name?
That is correct. Yep.
Fantastic. First year coach, former Nazareth star. Also, Ben Cook joins us. He is is it a down low defenseman? Is that how you say that? Closed defenseman. Yeah, I blurred myself, Steve. And also Drew Angelo here. Drew, one of the top face-off people in Section 5. I went with people, gender neutral, Drew. You gotta be smart these days, right? Guys, welcome. Hey, great start. We've had Coach O'Connell and the girls program on our show many times. I believe this is the first time we may have had HFL boys lacrosse on. So congrats on that, I guess. But seriously, Coach, what's been the key to this start and how well you guys have played? I know the only loss is to a very good Canandaigua team, and it was a very close game.
Yeah. We're off to a good start. Obviously, we have a strong, we have a senior goalie, a good, strong defense. And then obviously we have Drew Angelo there at the faceoff X and, getting all the possessions that he wins us. Obviously he can control the lacrosse ball, and the best defense is having the ball on offense.
And Jeff, Drew has an 87.7 win percentage in the faceoff X. Tops in Section 5. As a freshman, he's 65%. Last year, 74%. This year, 87%. Drew, how did you become a faceoff person, and how did you get so adept at it?
When I was in 5th grade, I met someone named T.D. Erlin, and he's
someone.
Yeah.
he was rather good at that, right?
He's more famous than Ralph Angelo.
Yeah, he was decent at that. And he's really taught me everything I know. I mean, I see him about 2 times a week. There's a bunch of other guys in Section 5 that are really good, and we all just train together like twice a week. And that's really where my successes come from. It's just all these other guys around me that have made me a lot better.
So is it an art, Drew, or is it a science?
It's an art.
Could you expound what makes it an art?
Nah, I don't really know what makes it an art. I just it's just super technical, really. It's all about reps. So
Ben, what's it like sending this guy in there to do battle? How much confidence does it give you guys as a team knowing he's your guy at the X?
A lot. After a tough goal against us or a tough goal or a great goal for us, it's reassuring to know that if you're gassed and out of breath, the ball might not be coming right back down your throat. So,
Eric, 8-1 to start the season, as Jeff mentioned. What have been, you mentioned some of the keys to success, but did you expect this in your first year, adapting to kind of a new system, a new place, a new team?
We have a lot of confidence in our group. We have a lot of returners. Drew's been on varsity here, as well as Chase Perryman, our top offensive guy, and Patrick Donahoe since they've been freshmen. So, they've got a lot of big game experience. They bring the rest of our guys a lot of confidence. Every day at practice, that leadership is what these younger guys feed off of. And when we go into these big games against, bigger schools, strong opponents, it's all about leadership and seeing these guys, these returners, these upperclassmen. These 2 guys are juniors, and, they got another year, and they bring us, they set the tone every day at practice, and they set the tone every single day in warmups before we play a game. And, our whole team just feeds off of that.
Coach mentioned there's only 4 seniors on this roster, Steve, and that bodes well for not only this year, but beyond that too. And that's, again, going back to HFL girls lacrosse. I know Coach O'Connell has done that too, but you got Chase Perryman with 24 goals, 19 assists. Quinn Kaleborn, 16-7. A sophomore, Matthew Brassey with 14-6. Drew's at 13-4. And then Patrick Donahoe, a junior, 10-5. And your goalie played the majority of the time. Trevor Reese has been doing great. Coach, can you give us a little bit about your background? I know you played at Nazareth. Somebody told me that you're pretty good, even though I'm a St. John Fisher guy. We'll mention that. Both of our universities now. But who were big influences on you as a young player and young coach?
Coming up through, I went to Rush Henrietta, and at the time, Nazareth was a powerhouse in Division III. They had won back-to-back national championships, and one of my best friends is Sean Nadalin, and his older brother, Chris Nadalin, was at Nazareth at the time. So coming up through high school, we would go to all the Nazareth lacrosse games, and you know, I'm a little bit of a homebody, wanted to stay close to home, and you know, compete at a high level. So I decided to go to Nazareth, and you know, the Alumni Association and everything that, you know, that institution brings to the table was, you know, it was just fantastic. It was a great experience.
Ben, I've seen you play football. You're a running back and a defensive lineman, so you're a physical presence. What's your style on the lacrosse field?
I would say pretty similar. I try to be as quick as I can because, you know, that's what I get matched up against. But, you know, we definitely like to play physical.
That's defensive lineman. You just run over people, right? Is that how it works?
Well, you should see. I mean, you should see him play. He's impressive. I mean, not a lot of people can do the running back defensive lineman thing. So he's got a diverse skill set, and it was just interesting to see a defensive lineman. He wore number 1 in football. So you don't see usually number 1 playing nose tackle.
Yeah, that is pretty weird. Coach, could you break him down for us? Could you give us a little scouting report on Ben, what he's good at, other than, you know, probably growling at the opponent and making him scared?
You know, one thing we say here at HFL, you know, Ben obviously this year came to Honeoye Falls from Webster Schroeder, and you know, he was one of their top guys on the lacrosse team, obviously one of their best athletes. And when he came to HFL this summer, I stopped by one of the football practices, and I've told the story a bunch, but I watched Ben trot into the backfield, and Coach Russ, our varsity football coach, hands him the football, and he's the running back. So I know a lot of guys out at Schroeder, and it's been kind of an ongoing little, you know, joke between all of us that, you know, we get Ben to come out here to HFL. He was a lineman at Schroeder, comes to HFL, and they hand him the football. You know, they name him the running back. So that says it all, in my opinion. You know, watching him in football season take charge out there on the football field as a leader. You know, we do a lot of off-season lacrosse here at HFL. We go every Thursday night, and the first time we got together as a team, our young guys, our sophomores, our juniors, our seniors, everybody's gravitated to Ben as one of our team leaders. And, you know, he set the tone pretty quickly, and, you know, on the field, he does just what he said. You know, he brings the great intensity, great leadership, and, you know, he's on the best attackman every game, regardless of our opponent. And he's risen to the occasion this season so far.
We've talked a lot about Drew already. Can you talk a little about just maybe not just the face-off part of it, but maybe the intangibles he brings as an athlete, his mentality to the team?
Yeah, no doubt about it. You know, I've been coaching Drew since he's been literally in 3rd grade here at HFL, youth all the way up through. And we pulled him up to varsity as a freshman, and you know, he won us a sectional championship. It was our first sectional championship ever here at HFL, and it was pretty cool as a freshman to see him, you know, take that on his shoulders. He was a true Fogo. He would go get us the ball, sprint off the field, and the upperclassmen would go on and take care of business. And since then, you know, his freshman year, he was about 130 pounds. His junior or sophomore year, he was about 150. And right now he's about 185, 190. And, you know, he's just worked his butt off, as he said, with TD Erlin. You know, he's mastered his craft, and everybody here at HFL, you know, is proud to say that they're playing with Drew Angelo. He has also worked on his overall lacrosse game. You know, he's on our man up group this year. He handles the ball. He's a huge part of our offense. And it just, you know, it's a huge credit to him to see how he went from being a true Fogo in Section 5 to now being a versatile player that can play defense, play offense. And, you know, he just brings so much to the table for our team.
You know what Fogo is, right?
I don't. I know what FOMO is. I'm fear of missing out on commercials.
Face off, get off.
Okay,
You
I
win
guess.
the ball, you get off the field.
Love it. All right, did not know that.
That's what he was. That's what he was, but he's no longer a Fogo. He's a face-off midi for us.
FOMO, Stamo. He's a Stamo. All right, let's take a quick break. Come back, talk more HFL boys lacrosse right here on the Cougars and Ferris High School Sports Show.
The best three things here at McQuaid are definitely the sports, the brotherhood, and the service to community. I think that's a really big, important thing that McQuaid stresses, which is part of creating a better and great man. You definitely feel a connection with your fellow students here. It's being all guy school, you're able to relate to each other on a personal level, and everyone's very welcoming here with open arms and willing to be your friend.
While we celebrate 140 years of serving our community, the kind of delicious joy that lasts a lifetime, we look forward to serving you for 140 more. With hardworking, wholehearted, passionate people who will help shape new memories for generations to come.
You don't choose to get hurt at work, but you can choose the workers' comp attorneys at Connors and Ferris to fight for your money and medical benefits you deserve.
With over 20 years of industry experience, we will give your case our undivided attention so that you and your family can focus on your recovery.
So call Connors and Ferris, the workers' comp attorneys dedicated to fighting for injured workers' rights.
Connors and Ferris, your workers' comp attorneys.
Are you looking for a place to create your greater story? Roberts Wesleyan University was voted the best undergraduate program by the Rochester Business Journal Reader Rankings in 2022. We're honored and humbled for being recognized as a top winner. Within every student is a transformation story in the making. At Roberts, you'll find an academically inspiring environment led by supportive, high-quality professors. You'll build upon your education and have opportunities to pursue your interests, explore career opportunities, and shape your future forward at Roberts, a liberal arts university anchored in Christ located in Rochester, New York. Apply now for fall 2023 at roberts.edu/apply. We'll get back to you within 24 hours once you submit your application. Bring your greater story to light at Roberts Wesleyan University.
Local McDonald's operators care about our local schools, teams, and student athletes. That's why they support the return of high school athletics in the Rochester area and around the state. See you before or after the big game at McDonald's. Welcome back, Section 5. Game on!
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
We are with HFL Boys Lacrosse. Coach Eric Goodberlet is here, and one of the top defensemen in Section 5, Ben Cook, is here, and also Drew Angelo is here. He's one of the top face-off guys. Steve, you got a great question to start off.
Yeah, Coach, looking at your schedule, you had the matchup with Canandaigua a week or so ago, and I see Hilton, Rush Henrietta, Brighton, Irondequoit, Penyan, all on the schedule. Is this a schedule that you built, or is this a schedule that was assigned? And what does playing this tough competition do to get you ready to play your best lacrosse in May?
Yeah, great question. We spent a lot of time starting in the summer, connecting with coaches and building the schedule. We knew we had a strong group here put together at HFL, and we did want to face, some of the best competition we could. Canandaigua and Irondequoit are both in our league, Monroe County 3, and they're, two great opponents. And then beyond that, some of the others that you listed, we do play Rush Henrietta on and off. We usually play Hilton and Brighton, and we love playing that level of competition to prepare us for sectionals. As you said, you got to play the best competition in order to raise the bar and, see what you can get out of your team.
Ben, I'm going to ask you a tough one here. What advice would you give a young player that moved into a district and tried to, become a good athlete, and about what it takes to become part of the team and not just be on the team? What did it take for you to kind of be part of the HFL group in both sports?
I would say kind of just stick true to who you are and stick true to what kind of player you are. you know, if you're the right kind of player to fit on the team, you'll pretty naturally fit. But you know, outside of that, make an effort to hang out with the guys, make an effort to, you know, make off-season practices and just get used to being with the new team.
It's great advice.
It is. Yeah. Drew, you were part of the team that won 2 years ago as a freshman. How much are you driven to get another championship before the high school career is over?
Winning as a freshman was one of my favorite days ever. I mean, it was so fun. And after losing last year, like, I want to win this year so badly. I mean, winning my freshman year made me want to win this year, but losing last year what makes me want to win even more. I mean, it was so fun to win with all my guys, and yeah.
So, Coach, we're going to talk about Drew's dad in a second, but I covered your wife when she was in high school. She was a great player at Rush Henrietta, and you just mentioned you're a Rush grad too. Are you high school sweethearts that have lasted the test of time here? That's awesome.
That's correct. Yep.
Wow, that's great. And she was terrific volleyball player on teams that never lost. I think she was on a group of teams. Was she with Hafner and Katie Cahill in that group that went like 100-0? They won 100 straight matches.
Yeah, that's correct. Yep, 100 straight.
And then terrific soccer player too. So that's cool. So athletic family. And Steve, why don't you tee up our listeners for our viewers for the Drew Angelo family?
So those of us who've been in the Finger Lakes, in Honeoye, there was a barber named Ralph Angelo, who is Drew's grandfather. That was kind of the place to go for everybody in Honeoye. His dad played in the 80s and late 80s, early 90s, I believe, was one of the top scorers in Section 5 history. And just a great kind of tradition. And I think his dad scored well over 2,000 points. And you know, you play a different sport, Drew, but I can just by your responses, I can see that you're a hard worker and you're determined and you work at your craft just as your dad did. He was a pure shooter, and pure shooters aren't born, they're made.
Yeah, but hang on, he's not. Ralph was how tall are you, Drew?
Like 6'1".
Okay, and then you said you're up to what, 170? Drew's not Ralph's not 6'1", right?
No, we're about the same height.
Is he that tall?
Yeah.
I thought he was a little shorter. Sorry, Ralph. I thought he was a little shorter than that.
But what characteristics?
More like a McNamara. Sorry.
Yeah, but I mean, playing for Bill Saxby, a real fun team to watch back then. From your dad, what work habits and lessons have you picked up from him being successful, not just as an athlete, but as a businessman as well?
I've picked up everything from him. I mean, he taught me hard work ever since I was little. The harder you work, the more you get is always what he taught me. And the more you practice, the better chances you have of winning. So, I mean, I got to give all my credit to my dad.
Ben, you've been part of good lacrosse program, right? At Webster, right? What does it take to win a sectional title? What would you tell these guys? Come from a bigger background, bigger schools. What have you shared with these guys about what it takes to be good?
Yeah, I mean, Section 5's tough. You know, everybody, you go down to Florida and they know Section 5, they know the top teams, you know. So you got to bring it every single year if you want your season to go into June. And you know, our guys know that, and you know, they know they got to limit their mistakes, and we got to keep moving forward and work so that we are still playing in June.
So Eric, I mean, great start to the season, probably 2/3 of the way, maybe 3/4. What areas does this team want to grow in as May comes along and you get ready for sectionals and those tougher games where you're going to need to play your best every time out?
He asked a good question. This guy.
Yeah, you know, one of the things that, you know, I've learned over the last few years here in high school lacrosse is that, you know, the key is that you're peaking at the right time. You know, it's literally building blocks, and a loss here and there aren't the end of the world. It's really how your team handles it, how you teach them to handle it. And it's the growth throughout. It's honestly all the little things, in my opinion. You know, we're continuing. We've got a lot in on the offensive side and the defensive side of the ball. And every practice, you know, we're tweaking things, we're adjusting, and each individual player on our team, offensively and defensively, are continuing to improve at their craft and, you know, really kind of fine tuning things. You know, one of the biggest things that, you know, we preach and teach from day one here is that each season is a building process. You know, from the first day that we're in the gym to when we roll into sectionals, we got to continue to get better and make sure we limit our mistakes and just be very efficient is the bottom line on both sides of the ball.
So peaking at the right time would be the exact opposite of the Boston Bruins, right? Right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Sorry, Bruins
Nobody's
fans.
gonna remember those 65 regular season wins.
Boy, that was awful. Well, listen, HFL, good luck getting back to the winner's circle. I know that Coach O'Connell, his team will be there at the end. They usually are every year, ever since I feel like I was born. And wish you the best of luck. Good to meet you, Coach. Good to meet
Thank
you guys. Love the hair. Your dad had a flat top, probably still does, right? You're totally, yeah, okay. Totally different. I like that. I like
Does
that.
he like the flow? What's Grandpa think of the flow?
Yeah, they like it. They said keep it going. Like actually, my grandpa doesn't like it that much. My dad's fine with it.
You know, my uncle was a barber and his name was Angelo. First Angelo. How about that? Useless trivia 101. For Steve, guys, good luck to you the rest of the way. Great to talk to you, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
You're welcome, guys. For Steve Bradley, I'm Jeff DiVeronica. Thanks for watching us right here on the Cougars and Ferris High School Sports Show.